Happy week 12, everybody. What's up? Welcome into the BettingPros live stream for this abbreviated Sunday slate. Not what we typically see. He is Andrew Erickson. I'm Matt Perrault. Thank you for being here. 30 minutes going through each and every game as we get going here for week 12, minus 4 games due to the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Andrew, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving, belated. This is going to be an interesting day. There's a lot of things to get into today. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Just preparing mentally for this Patriots Giants game. I just wanted to be over really, really fast so I can watch Bills Eagles, something I'm actually looking forward to. A good matchup between two Super Bowl contenders. So, interesting slate for sure. A lot of gross games early on, but a couple here and here, a couple spots that maybe we can make some money off of.
Is Bill Belichick coaching the Giants next year?
He's not coaching the Patriots. I can say that as about. Don't know where he's going to go. I know Chargers, Commanders have been some teams he's been rumored to go to. I just think he needs to go somewhere where there's already an offensive guy kind of set in place where he can just focus on defense and just focus on coaching. This man cannot evaluate talent, cannot build rosters. He can get the most out of defensive players. And when you just look at the Chargers, that's the thing they need the most. They have the talent, they just can't get the most out of it. So I think the Chargers would be a good spot with Kellen Moore there.
I'm with you.
Herbert there.
Yeah, there's two spots, Giants in New York or LA. I can't see him going to Washington or a small franchise or a small market. He's going to go to a big boy market and a big boy team with money to burn. And you're right. I mean, I think, and quarterback, I put the Chargers as the likelihood because I don't think he wants to go anywhere near Daniel Jones and the Giants, but who knows? Maybe he'll go up there and blow the whole team up. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think he's going to be part of the Patriots. This game today is going to be really ugly. We'll get to it in a second. All right, let's start with Jacksonville and Houston. I'm actually really pumped for this game. This is going to be fun. Number is 1.5. I have teased the Texans up to 7.5. This is the first leg of my teaser personally here for the day. Look, I really like the Houston Texans offense. I got Tank Dell over 4.5 receptions. There are very few props I like, but this is one prop I do like. Where are you on Jags Texans? And could you see the Texans winning the game outright?
Yeah, this one was a stay away for me because I thought it was really close. So it wasn't one that I was really high on betting. I thought the under over was really good at 48.5. The line was there. I didn't really have a lean, and Jaguars minus 1.5 is Jaguars have been really good on the road this year. That's kind of what you're hoping because they've just been awful at home, but the Texans have been one of the better teams at home. So I view this matchup as a lot of strength on strength. So I actually like it from the player props perspective. It's I just think CJ Stroud's going to ball out, and then however the points, however they vary, whoever wins, I don't care. I just know Stroud's going to get it done, and Tank Dell's going to help him out along the way.
Yeah, so that's why I like Tank Dell to go. He's become the number one weapon for this offense, and I think he'll get targeted a ton here against this Jaguars secondary. So I like over. It's expensive. I mean, it's minus 140, minus 145, depending on the book you're looking at. But I think it's worth it to go over 4.5. I don't love over 5.5, but I like over 4.5 for Tank Dell's receptions. I will pay the juice just because I'm struggling to find prop bets that I like today. So that's a prop that I am on that. I have teased this up to 7.5. I do think this is a touchdown game one way or the other. I lean Texans to win the game. I like the Jaguars. But my goodness, CJ Stroud is playing at a different level. And when Houston, it's a football market. And they've had, obviously, baseball to cheer about with the Astros. But now their football team is getting good, and they really want to be good at football. They like baseball. They love football. So, I mean, that's going to be a tough environment here today with the Jaguars going in there. I think the Texans are going to come away with the victory, but I like the plus 7.5. I'm looking at the next game as a Wong teaser option here with Tampa Bay at Indianapolis. It's 2.5 for the Colts. Can you explain this to me? Why are the Colts favored? I know it's the Bucs. I know it's the Bucs, but why are the Colts favored in this game?
Because they're playing at home. I think that's probably the best bet that I can tell you. I mean, I like the Bucs plus 2.5. This is one of my favorite bets on the card this week. Like the over in this game as well, like in the dome. Just two teams that want you to throw on them. And the Buccaneers can't run the football. They want to throw the ball. They're fine to do that with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, even Rachaad White running back out of the backfield. So think there's going to be points in this game. So I like it from a betting perspective, betting some of these passing yardage overs, receiving yardage overs. But yeah, it's just in a game where Gardner Minshew is so turnover prone that just to have the confidence, they're going to easily win by 3 points here. It's the Buccaneers have been one of the teams that all they do is cover. That's the best thing that they've been at is covering the spread. So you're getting 2.5 points on the road against I would say just an overall inferior opponent. Yeah, give me the Bucs.
Yeah, I'm teasing this up. This is going to be a leg of the Wong teaser. It's going to be go from 2.5 to 8.5. And look, I think you're right. Tampa could win the game outright. We may not need the points, but I'll take the 8.5 for Tampa with a 45 total. We'll have the second leg of the Wong here in just 1 second. We mentioned Giants and the Patriots. Numbers 4.5. It was 5.5, and then they weren't going to play Mac Jones. It came down. Then they are playing Mac Jones, so it's now up. Came back down to 4 for a little bit. Now it's back to 4.5. This is an in-game bet for me, Andrew. I want 3. You give me 3, I'll take the Patriots. If I don't get 3, I don't want any part of it because this game is going to be the NFL equivalent of Iowa, Nebraska. This is going to be a horrible game offensively. Any thoughts, props, leans on this game?
Yeah, I'm just going to take the Saquon Barkley under on his rushing yards and just move on. It was at 75.5. I mean, the Patriots defense has been really good against running backs, second fewest rushing yards allowed per attempt. And you look at the teams that have actually given up, when they've given up yardage to running backs, it's been in games where they've allowed more than 20 points on defense. The Giants scored 20 points on offense twice, including last week against the Commanders. So that's not going to happen again. So I'm just taking the unders on these player props here. And I don't know what the quarterback situation is, but all I know is that, DeVito last week, it took 6 turnovers and he still got sacked 9 times and they won the game. Like, that is one of the weirdest stat lines you'll ever see from a team that won a game, that the other teams turned the ball over 6 times and you got sacked 9 times and you still won. So the Patriots are not going to turn the ball over 6 times. So yeah, if I had to pick a lean, I would go with the Patriots.
I want 3. 13-10 final. It's just going to be, you bet the under if you want. Everybody is, but I mean,
doesn't mean it's wrong. I guess it's like, I know it's low, but
I mean, Iowa, Nebraska, I bet under 25.5 and it got there. So who knows? It's wild things can happen when you have low totals and bad offenses. They just don't score. Ramondre Stevenson over rushing prop. Everyone's on that today. You can get behind it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they should attack the defense of the Giants. I mean, he's their best player on offense. So I don't really think if they want to really simplify whatever they're doing with their quarterbacks, just give the ball to their running back. Like, it doesn't need to be that hard.
Carolina, Tennessee. The total is 36. Titans are up to a 3.5 point favorite here in this game. I'm wearing this hat today, Andrew, not because I like the Titans.
Oh.
I'm wearing this because here in Las Vegas, there is a contest being run by Circa Sports that has $9.2 million up for grabs. There are 149 people left. 1/3 of the contest today is on the Titans to win this game. This is a 3-7 football team. You're essentially putting $60,000 down on the money line for the Titans to beat the Panthers. Could you get behind $60K money line Titans today? Would you be that confident?
You said 3-7, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 3-0 at home, baby. 3-0 at home. So, I mean, that's where the confidence is coming from. The Titans play so much better. They've had a really weird schedule where they've only played 3 real home games, including one that they had another home game, but it was in London. So you just look at Derrick Henry. Like, he eats when they play at home. And the thing with the home road splits, I think the reason I think it's valid is because offensive lines tend to struggle if they're bad and they have to go play on the road. Like, it's way more about the crowd noise. It affects them a lot more. But at home, a bad offensive line is not as impactful on the game plan. So when you just look at the Panthers, who are the worst run defense in the NFL, this is a game where Derrick Henry 30 carries, and we're going to win. So, yeah, I understand why people are backing Tennessee, specifically because they are playing at home where they've been so much better, not just this year, but historically in the Mike Vrabel era, just because they can run the football better when they have the home field advantage.
They covering 3.5?
Yes. I mean, the Panthers can't get out of their own way. So, especially because they play worse significantly on the road.
Right. Right. I'm with you. My only other prop bet that I've bet so far here today is Derrick Henry over 71.5 rushing yards, because I'm right there with you. I think Derrick Henry's going to have a monster game against the Panthers. If he doesn't, they're going to lose. And I am just like, the last 3 weeks, the number one consensus pick in that contest has lost. The Commanders lost to the Giants. We saw, what was the other shocker? Last week knocked out like half. I forget who
was it. A Ravens one? I know the Ravens have had a couple stinkers.
That was bad. Who got upset last week? That was shocking. That should never have happened. Everybody was on. Oh, the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They knocked out everybody. And then the week before that, I can't remember who it was, but the last 3 times we've seen a consensus pick from that contest, they've lost outright. And so Titans, I'm praying for you guys, man. 3-7. You guys have the Patriots are the second option, by the way. The Patriots are the second most picked team.
I mean,
Titans
they should
and
win, but it's just like, it's just, oh God.
6
so bad.
wins between the two of them. This is the point of a survivor pool, right? You get down to week 12, you're running thin on options as to who you should wind up picking. So I'm not betting this game, but I'm going to be pulling hard for you guys who are Titans fans. I'm pulling hard for you guys and Titans backers. I would love to see nothing more than a 10-point win for the Titans, and you guys have an easy breezy fourth quarter, and you know you're on to next week into week 13 for a survivor pool contest. But man alive, $60,000 down on the Titans. Woo, tough. My other leg of my own personal teaser, which I've taken Houston up to 7.5. I'm taking Cincinnati from 2.5 up to 8.5. The number's down to 2 now with a 36.5 point total. Kenny Pickett, no Matt Canada. What are we thinking about the Steelers here? Can they go into Cincinnati and get a W?
I absolutely love the Steelers. I think this is the perfect opportunity to buy low on the Steelers offense specifically because you can get all these numbers you can get them to score like 21 points at like plus money.
Right.
Like I love their team total in this spot. They already talked about Jalen Warren's getting more touches. That's all I need to know. If they're giving the most explosive playmaker on their offense the ball against one of the worst defenses in the NFL, because that's being overlooked here. I know Joe Burrow is gone, but the Bengals defense is horrible. They're bottom 5 in terms of total yardage allowed per game. The narrative has been Steelers, 45 straight games without 400 yards of offense. Would not shock me in the least if they actually get to that number this week.
400.
So I think that this is the perfect opportunity to buy on these Steelers right now. So I love all their overs on their player props. Kenny Pickett has like 200 passing yards. The field's also supposed to be a little bit wet.
Yeah.
The Bengals are going to have trouble tackling. Like, that's how I see this matchup.
Okay.
I think there's going to be chaos, and I think that the Steelers are going to be like, no, we can score on offense. We do have the offensive playmakers to get it done. So I think it's a really good opportunity to buy low on the team total, take the Steelers on the spread. I love all Pittsburgh this week.
Dead cat bounce has been a very big bet for me this year. I took the Oilers after they fired their head coach. I took who fired their offensive coordinator earlier in the year that I jumped in? Oh, the Raiders when they fired their coach. Too. The Bills when they fired Ken Dorsey. I'm 3-0 this year doing this. This is a play I think you have to really consider. I'm teasing it up to 8.5. Okay. I don't think, even with the dead cat bounce, I don't think the Steelers are winning this game by 10 points. I'd be floored if they win a game by double digits, given this is on the road in the black and blue division. My question about the defense is the pass rush for the Bengals. Pickett has been abused. The offensive line for the Steelers has not been great. You can't really fix that with coaching. That's talent. Any concerns about the pass rush for Cincy causing problems for the Steelers offense?
I think it's I think they're going to be able to run the ball effectively. I think that's kind of the idea. They've wanted to run the football. They know they have good running backs between Warren. I mean, Warren's rushing yard, when that first dropped, it was like 47.5 rushing yards. I immediately bet the over. And it's only going to be, I have to imagine it's being bet over constantly right now after we got a report that said like he's going to get more carries because
he should.
He's the most explosive running back on our team. So I think that Warren's going to feast in this matchup. And the Bengals, I don't think are going to have any answers. I think you're going to see a low spot from the Bengals. And from a coaching perspective, Mike Tomlin can run circles around Zach Taylor. We've seen Zach Taylor coach without Joe Burrow. It's not pretty. Like Joe Burrow, I think is made up for a lot. Like when Joe Burrow was injured to start the year, this Bengals team looked like in total disarray. Like they couldn't figure out what to do. Like Joe Burrow, please get healthy or else we're screwed. And I think we're going to see that here in this matchup. So I love it.
Interesting. Yeah, the under is probably a pretty good play too, just given what we've seen with these two teams at 36.5. And if there's weather in the area, you may want to jump on the under. The last game in the early slate is going to be the other leg of my Wong teaser because New Orleans is on the road at Atlanta. I'm getting 2 points out of a home dog here with Atlanta. I'm going to tease them up to 8 and combine them with Tampa Bay plus 8.5. Everyone, Andrew's on the Saints. I'm a little bit worried about this. Everyone's on the Saints.
The Broncos were the team that was the most overrated heading into the year. And now that they've actually been able to turn things around, the Saints are now taking the title of the most overrated team in the NFL because they faced a cupcake schedule and yet still find ways to not cover and not win games. So I'm taking the Falcons. They're at home. Desmond Ridder, very good at home this year. He only has one home loss in his professional college career. I like the Falcons on the money line. And I think that Desmond Ridder, his rushing yards, 13.5. The Saints are the worst team in the NFL against mobile quarterbacks. We saw Tyson Bagent run for like 70 yards against the Saints. So Desmond Ridder over, because that's what he can do. He can scramble.
Yep.
Like that's what he bet when he doesn't know where to throw the ball to. He just runs. So Desmond Ridder over on his rushing yardage, 13.5. I love that prop.
Yeah. Atlanta plus 8.5 or plus 8, and Tampa plus 8.5. That's the Wong teaser for the week here, guys. If you're looking for a tier, you jump on that right now if you want, because it's not going to move all that much before kickoff. All right, to the afternoon slate we go. The Rams are at the Cardinals. This is just an auto bet for me. I don't really handicap this all that much. It's Sean McVay against the Cardinals. I'm laying 2.5. I'm going Rams minus 2.5. The number is 3. Some places, Caesars is at 2.5. Some places offshore down, got off of 3. There's been some Cardinals money that came in here, it looks like, to knock this thing off of 3 back down. But I like the Rams here, minus 2.5. I don't care about the total because I'm not sure what the Cardinals will do offensively. It's 45. Rams minus 2.5. Can you get behind it?
I actually like the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals. The spot. Cardinals are at home. And the Rams have just been this team that's so incomplete. Like we get 30 minutes of good play and then get 30 minutes of what are they doing on offense? They can't score a touchdown. Are their guys healthy? Yes, no, maybe. Like Cup's going to play. Nuku's going to play. Are they healthy?
Yes.
We don't know. Like, so
is anybody healthy right now, though? I mean, it's week 12. So
yeah, no, that's a good point.
They're playing.
I understand McVay's been, he's owned the Cardinals, but he's owned the Cliff Kingsbury Cardinals.
True.
Like,
but he owned them even before Cliff. He owned them. I mean, he's really done a good. I mean, he wins and covers consistently against this. It's just how this division goes. It's wild. Like there's just certain plays. The Niners always beat the Cardinals. The Niners always beat the Rams. It's just sort of like rinse and repeat. And Seattle's kind of the one like little X factor that they're the ones that kind of muck it up a little bit. But I don't know. I can't. This Cardinals defense, with a healthy receiving core, I think they're going to have problems stopping this offense for the Rams.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. I like the Cardinals at home. Kyler Murray's 2-0 against the spread since he came back. Cardinals have been one of the better teams to cover at home against the spread. And yeah, I still like Arizona.
Yeah, the 3 is going to be, I like 2.5. I think it's a 3.4-point type of football game. So I think that's why you're seeing people buy off the 3, because it's a potential push there with the Cardinals at home, a 3-point dog. You can tease it up too if you want with the Cardinals.
And last thing too about the Rams, they've only covered the spread 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Twice against Seattle and once against Arizona and Josh Dobbs. Like that's the thing. It's like they've been a team. It's like, why am I backing the Rams? Like unless they're playing the Seahawks, like the
Rams or the Cardinals. The Rams play the Cardinals, the Seahawks, back the Rams. That's my point. Yeah. I agree. I know it's Josh Dobbs, but Josh Dobbs is pretty good. Look what Josh Dobbs has been doing. It's I know it's Kyler, but Kyler against this defense, this is where Aaron Donald comes around and grabs him by the throat and just kind of rips him around like a rag doll. So like they know this guy, they've seen this guy, and they know how to prep for this guy. So that's why. I mean, I agree. They don't cover against anybody except Seattle and the Cardinals. So this is when I back the Rams.
That's true. There are no lies detected.
That's when I back the Rams. I back the Rams when they play the Cardinals or Seattle, and they're playing the Cardinals today. Cleveland is on the road at Denver. This is under 37.5. Denver's a home favorite, -2 here for Cleveland. Look, I know everyone's in love with this Cleveland defense, and they should. Are they going on the road and winning at Denver?
Yeah, I'm a little suspect of that, especially because the Browns defense has played significantly worse when they're not at home. Like the splits are pretty stark. You're like, oh my God, they give up like 30 points per game when they're on the road, but they at home, like nobody can score on them. So I think that Denver has shown enough, at least proven to me, over the last couple of weeks that, hey, like we've really turned the corner here. Like it's a team that you have to take seriously, especially with how great their defense has really changed things around. So after basically fading Denver, like for the majority of the season, like that would be the side I'd probably be backing just because it's a rookie quarterback playing on the road in Denver. And Denver's like getting momentum. Like they're feeling, the Browns have also been really bad in terms of covering after wins. They've usually flopped pretty hard after they've won games. So yeah, I think that the under is probably the best play here, and especially like Russell Wilson's passing yardage. Like the Browns, number 1 team in terms of fewest passing yards allowed per game. Russ has passed for 200 yards 1 time in the last 6 games. Like his props of 190. Like I think that's an easy under here. I think they should try to run the ball because that's how you attack Denver's defense. They're a little leaky against the run.
All right. The game of the day, the afternoon game of the day, the game of the day overall in the NFL. The Buffalo Bills are on the road at the Philadelphia Eagles. This number is cemented at 3. The total is 49. The highest total on the board today, 49. You're wearing a Bills jersey. I'm backing the Bills, and you and I are on an island because the world that I'm talking to here in Las Vegas, everyone seems to like Philadelphia. I'll let you go first, and I'll say it. Why do you like Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that the Eagles defense can stop the Buffalo Bills offense. Like when you unleash Josh Allen, you always got a shot to win. So if I can now get a shot to win plus money, Buffalo Bills against this Eagles defense that can't stop anybody, give it to me. Like take Josh, you're basically just betting on Josh Allen in a shootout. Like I want that. I want to make that bet, especially with the value pair that you can get at plus money odds to take the Bills on the money line. And I was talking to Matt before we hopped on here. When you look at just how the way the season has played out for these two teams, the Bills have been the most unlucky team this season when it comes to turnovers, when it just comes to random things where the ball bounces. It has not worked in any way in the Bills' favor. The Eagles flip on the other side of the coin. They've been the luckiest team in terms of fumbles, in terms of turnovers. Like things are always going their way. Well, that doesn't end up happening for the entire season. Again, you hit it when we were talking. Like the Eagles are not going to go. They're not going to lose one game all the rest of the season. They're not going to go 16-1. Like they're going to lose more games. And this is a spot where against an offense that can match them toe for toe, Bills can score points here and win this game. So that's my selling point on the Buffalo Bills.
I know we don't want to play like armchair psychologists, and I know the term spot pisses off a lot of people in the gambling space. They're like, give me a break. You have to at least look at where this game falls in the schedule. The Chief game was the revenge spot for the Super Bowl. They got that win. The Bills are in between games against the 49ers and the Cowboys still to come for the Eagles. This game, I don't want to say it doesn't matter. It matters way more to the Bills. The Bills need to get on the horse and get going here. They can't take any week off. They can't relax or breathe easy in any game the rest of the way here if they're going to make the postseason. They're still not a long shot, but they're still on the outside in terms of making the playoffs in the AFC, given how jumbled the mess is and they're in the middle of that mix for the AFC wildcard spot. I don't think they catch the Dolphins. This is going to be, I think, a really good game for the Bills offense up against this defense. I'll take the 3. You're taking money line. I don't mind it. Just take the Bills to win the game outright. They're 9-1, like you mentioned. They're 9-1. How many games do the Eagles lose? Remember, they play the Giants 2 more times. Okay? They play the Giants 2 more times. So in the last game of the year, you could say, oh, they're going to punt that game. That's the game they'll lose. It won't matter. Maybe. Or the Giants want the number 1 pick and they're going to play literally, guys off the street in Keanu Reeves types, just bring them in and let them go ahead with the replacements because they want to lose that game to get the first pick in the draft. So I'm not banking on that game being a W. And then, the Niners and the Cowboys are NFC championship game previews. You don't think the team's going to be up for that? So I'm with you. I'll take the 3. You like money line. I can't wait to watch this game because I think the Bills, I'm right there with you. I think the Bills.
And again, too, like the over. Like I think that the over is I think that's one of the best bets on the card as well. So you can bet that separately. But if you look at the Bills, 9 of the last 10 games as underdogs, over.
And you can same game tease this. I love this. Someone asked me about this earlier, and I think it's true. +9 for the Bills, over 43.
Whew.
I mean, that's gonna cash, okay? That's gonna hit. So you want a way to be involved, and maybe you're like, I don't feel comfortable. The Eagles have been so lucky. Maybe the luck continues. Eagles by 10, I don't really see it. So +9 for Buffalo, tease the total down to 43 and go over. The totals, that's going over 43. You got that. And then the next is, can the Bills lose by a touchdown? Yes. So that's a good way of attacking that game as well. KC here in Las Vegas. Speaking of being on islands, I'm on an island. I took the 9.5. I think the Raiders are going to wind up. I think they have a shot to win the game outright. It's been a month. It's been 1 month since the Chiefs have scored a point in the second half. I'm drinking the Antonio Pierce Kool-Aid here as to what he's going to do. I know there are major injury concerns on the defense with Max Crosby. There's other guys who are nicked up who may not play today for the Raiders. I get all that. Spillane is a huge loss on that defense. If he can't go today, totally understand. Still don't care. The game plan is take away Travis Kelce and then Patrick Mahomes, go ahead and beat me with somebody else. And I think they'll win the game. But I like this offense for the Raiders with their chance of scoring on this Chiefs defense. Chiefs win, Raiders cover. Where are you on this? Blowout KC?
So this one I was like, I'm just not going to touch the second half. So I actually like the Chiefs. It was 5.5 on
First
the
half?
first half spread for KC.
Okay.
So that's the side I like kind of back. I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this second half. They can't figure their stuff out because they've been good in the first halves of the game. So that's what I'll do. That's what I'll roll in, especially with the Raiders offense. If they're going to be running the football, I don't know how effective that's going to turn to points early on in the game where they really want to kind of grind things out in the second half. So
Fair.
I think it's a better second half effort from the Raiders and not necessarily not the Chiefs, just because what we've seen, teams are able to schematically adjust to what they do in the first half. But I think the Chiefs are going to try to come out firing because they know the rhetoric about them is, oh, their offense is struggling. They can't get anything going. So they have had no problem scoring in the first half. So I'll back them the first half and then wipe my hands clean of maybe it's where you can double dip, live bet on the Raiders in the second half.
Yep. I don't mind it. I mean, take the 9.5 pre, take 5.5 first half. Don't mind it. This Raider team at home. Now I know it was the Jets and the Giants, so I'm not comparing them to the Chiefs by any means, but they're getting the ball to the right people, much like we talk about the Steelers and how they are giving the ball to the right players. The Raiders finally are finding creative ways to get their playmakers the ball, mainly Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams has had big games against the Chiefs. I think he could have a really big game here today, catching the football from AOC. He clearly is targeting him a ton. You prop bets on him, go right ahead, because I think they're going to be looking to force feed the ball to Devontae Adams. This is a touchdown game to me. I think the Chiefs win, but over a touchdown, I'm taking the 9.5. I do like the first half bet from you. And then finally, Baltimore on the road at the Chargers. This was 49 this morning. It's now 48.5 or 48. I like the under. The number, -3 for the Ravens. I'm not touching the side, but I'm just going to keep on betting this Sunday night under trend, which is ridiculous. It's not even worth a handicap. You just bet it blindly. But I got 49. How do you feel about the under 48.5? That's what I got. Sorry, I got 48.5, not 49. 48.5 under for Sunday Night Football. How are you handicapping this matchup?
I feel like I'm crazy looking at how high the total is. I'm like, why is it near 49? Look, even just like the primetime unders thing, like you have that backing, but the Ravens lost their best receiver. Like Mark Andrews is not going to play. Like that matters. Like it's like, oh no, it doesn't matter. It's like, yes, it does. Justin Herbert's facing one of the best defenses in the NFL. We've already seen this Chargers offense struggle in certain points of the year when they're facing a fierce defense. Like 49 points. Like what? I think that this was one of the easiest bets. And it's like sucks because like you got to wait till Sunday night for it to cash in. But this would be, if I had to make a lock, it would be like, yeah, under 48.5 points for Chargers Ravens. Like, give it to me.
I don't get it either. I was like, okay, I know what the algorithms are saying. I know Herbert's turnover prone. I know the defense for the Ravens is very opportunistic, but what? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're coming anywhere near 50. It's like, this is where I love it because the books don't look at trends. The books look at their numbers. They don't care about what's happened weeks prior. And it's walked them off of this ridiculous cliff of unders hitting on Sunday night and Monday night. Thursday night's been very hit or miss. I mean, it's been sort of a coin flip over under on Thursdays. But Sunday and Monday has been almost automatic. I think it's on a 14-1 run on Sunday night and Monday night to the under. Like it is a ridiculous trend if you want to follow it. But I think there's actually a real handicap here to go under 48.5 for Sunday Night Football because of the offenses, the defenses, and the quarterbacks. And really, look, Brandon Staley, I mean, I actually think their defense might play inspired after that rant he had at the press conference when the reporter was asking him, are you going to keep on calling plays on defense? And he was like, yes, stop asking me. I call the plays. Like they got to show something because he might be a dead man walking in LA. So we talked about it. Belichick might wind up going there. Who knows? He might be the coach there. All right. Anything else that we missed that you like for today, Andrew?
No, that's it. I mean, we got stocks filled of Buffalo Bills. Like that's what I want the most. Like that'll make me the most happy is a Bills victory here. So that's it for me.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for extra juice plays, these are not official plays, but if you're looking for extra stuff, I mean, we both like the Bills plus the 3. If you want to grab that first half for the Raiders in the Chiefs game, take the Chiefs -5.5, like that. Under 48.5 for the Sunday night primetime game. You can jump in on that. And if you're looking for the Wong teaser, we're taking the Atlanta Falcons to +8 and the Tampa Bay Bucks to +8.5 for the Wong teaser. Andrew, good stuff. Best of luck. Hopefully the Bills comes through and we're sitting there going, patting ourselves on the back with the Bills against the Eagles. We'll see. Or my mentions are going to get hot. Eagle fans are going to come after me again because I've been talking
when
about
the
this.
Bills win, Bills Mafia will be there backing us up. So
let's go. Hopefully. I don't like Bills Mafia, but I'm on your side today, Bills Mafia. So we'll see what happens. He is Andrew Erickson. I'm Matt Perrault. Every week we're here for the Betting Pros YouTube live stream. If you have not downloaded the Betting Pros app yet, please go do so right now. This is a very easy way for you guys to track all of your bets, sync your sports books to this app. Takes a minute to do it. You can watch your performance across sports, bet types, and books. You can follow other users as well. When they get hot, you can trail them if you want. You can see how your instincts are stacking up. It is a free download in the App Store, in the Google Play Store. Go search Betting Pros and go download it today. Best of luck, everybody. I'll talk to you guys in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. He's Andrew. I'm Matt. Troy in the back. Thank you so much. Back next week for our Betting Pros live stream for the NFL.